G'day guys, James here. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Dirt Road Home. In this episode, you're going to see what's involved in the planning stages. Now, I'll also show you a sneak peek of our concept plan, so you'll get to see those before we start out there. You'll also see us out on the block, Alison and I starting to set out, work out where the house is going to be positioned on the land, just so we can nail that down for our construction drawings. And then I'm going to come back and talk about some of the processes and some of the steps that are needed for the approval. So talking about your certifier, council, engineers, everything that makes up all the process. So you can see Al in the background there. Say hi, Al.
Hi.
She's working on the selections process as we speak, so looking for toilets and taps and tiles and all that sort of fun stuff as well. So stay tuned, watch this space and enjoy. Okay, here are our concept plans. Now you can see this is the front elevation here. We've got the pool at the front, master bedroom here. In the middle we're going to have kitchen, dining, lounge facing out. Come across to a hallway, TV room and bedrooms on the other side. So a bit of a quick look. Site plan, some water tank, septic tank. Here's the floor plan. Main bedroom down this side, bedrooms up the back. Nice big garage, 10 by 13. And then you go through to some of the elevations. And then we've got some more little 3D images at the end. So here's the garage here, got an oversized garage door in the middle so we can get equipment, machinery, caravans, that type of stuff in. Electrical layout. And then that's looking from the garage back towards the front. And then main bedroom, nice big full-size window here. We're going to have the shower in the bathroom and also full-size window in the main bedroom looking out. So next we're going to go out and set all this out on the block, so you'll see Alison and I doing that, seeing where it's going to fit, and then we'll come back and finalise these construction drawings. Alright, part of the planning stages out here is to think about how we're going to be getting machinery and equipment up here. You can see them on the dirt road here. This is actually the road that goes up to our block. Now it's a dead end up there, this road, you can't go any further. This is the last intersection here, so if I need to get things like big semi-trailers up, they need to turn around here and pretty much unload what they've got. So that's for big 20-ton excavators, they'll have to crawl up the road there. If I look at frames and trusses, they'd have to bring them down here and drop them in this spot, and then I'd have to get like a frantic crane or something to take them up the road. So I probably won't do that just because of the cost. Things like frames and trusses I'll probably be ruling out now and looking at things like stick timber. So these are all the considerations as part of the build and part of the planning process that you need to think about. Because we're still in the planning stages now, it's quite good to be able to, I guess, get out here, have a look at that and see what we're going to need to do. So yeah, watch this space, but deliveries are going to be fun on this job, that's for sure. I think the first thing I'm going to have to do is invest in some boots for Alison though. Don't know about those sneakers out here on the block. Alright, now what I'm going to do is jump into some of these set out. So you can see behind me I've got these pegs. We've got our concept plans. Like I said, we're just going to see where it's going to sit on the block. What we've designed, I guess we've got a fair bit of space here where we can turn it a little bit more north or a little bit more east depending on sort of what aspect we want. But it's also thinking about how much of a front yard or a backyard we want for the kids as well. What was that?
Here we've got a post. Yeah. James made it. Cut it out here, cut it out here. This is going to be the corner of our bedroom.
So for a basic set out, I'm just using a bit of corner cement. You can use a bag of lime or something like that. Tip a bit into a bucket. And then what that does, you can just use like a coffee cup or something like that. Put a bit in, and then we need to mark where a wall is. Just put a little bit down like that, and that's your mark. What we're trying to work out is a couple of blocks here is roughly where our island bench is going to be, and this is just rough, really rough. what views we're still going to get, like what orientation we need the house to face. Because we've got a bit of space here, like 11 acres, it seems like we've got heaps of space, but the house pad that's leveled, it is a little bit limiting because it's facing one way. So we can have like a long house, but we also want to leave enough room to get in behind it as well. So yeah, doing this exercise, I guess, just allows us to have a bit of a look and a feel of how it's all going to go together. We want to maximise those views is probably the best thing. Standing here in the kitchen, looking at where the kitchen bench is going to go, where we get that best view. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good exercise.
Whew. Well, that was a big day. We managed to get it set out, but we've realised that we've put the house too far back on this block, on this embankment. So what we're going to do is probably bring it forward. But the good thing was, because I had the drone, I could take it up and we could actually see where it's positioned on the block. So it worked out really well. So now what we're going to do is just take it and basically shift it forward a little bit. That way we can sort of maximise our views and things like that. So, it's a big day. Now time to pack up. And this is all the behind the scenes stuff that you don't normally see. Coming home after a day in the field, getting everything to download. I was in the corner there working away, kids screaming in the background. But yeah, it usually involves downloading footage, getting things uploaded to Dropbox, getting them ready for edit. A lot of work goes into it. So some of the final things that we need to do here, the plans themselves. At the moment we've got the concept plans, but part of the overall design, I guess, is making changes, adding things in, getting it to a point where you're ready for construction drawings. And we're pretty close to that now. There was just, again, one thing that we remembered is like a little pool cabana. Being out there for the last couple of weeks, it's quite sunny and it's pretty intense when you're in that open space. So I think around the pool to have some sort of shade would be pretty good. Now, we may not build it straight away, but the good thing about having it on the plans is that we can put provisions in the house to run out there later if need be, so like water, power, plumbing, that type of stuff. So that's just about done. That's our construction drawing is just about ready. But then the next stage from there, we need to actually get the certifier, and he's then got to go through and say all the other items that we need to get the approvals. So we're going to do things like engage a structural engineer, probably some hydraulics and some plumbing, because we're going to have a off-the-grid type sewer system. And there's a few other points that we'll need to go through and just tick those off before we can get those final approvals. But again, this is all behind the scenes, this is all the stuff that you need to do in that planning stage prior to even be able to start to build. So we'll just keep working through it, chugging away, and see if we can get these approvals in the next, hopefully, month or so. And the good thing is when you engage a certifier, they start telling you little things you need to look out for. So straight away with our block here, it's come under a slope stability issue. So there's moderate and there's a couple of spots of high hazard where the land could have some slippage. So we're gonna have to do some testing around that. So that requires like a geotech to get involved. And not only that, then you go through and they'll give you a big list of what's required and you can go through and start ticking it off, you know. So copy of current plans, and you're looking at any of all the forms that need to be filled out. But this all just takes time, just working through that. But a lot of people sort of just think you buy a block of land, you get a builder, and away you go. But what they don't realise is all the months and months of approvals that it can take to actually get all this organised before we actually even start on site. And I think that's what, you know, shows like Grand Designs, or it's hard to find that sort of stuff. So for me, I guess I'm trying to break it down for you guys. If you're here in Australia and you want to build, and this is what you're going to need. You're going to need your certifier, you're going to need your engineers, all the stuff, all the planning and the processes that need to basically be ticked off as you go. Now you can go through it methodically. We've got a couple of different forms and things that we use that I've got over on Renovation Junkies website. The most exciting stuff, but it has to be done. And then the other thing is the construction schedule. I'll show you that now, and that's going through mapping out the timeline of the job. It can be a little bit hard if you still don't know exactly how long your approvals are going to be, but I work on a bit of a rough estimate after you speak to the certifier on how long things are going to take. So here's a copy of the construction schedule. And you can see up the top here, you've got all the dates, and down the side here, and it's just a matter of going through and plotting in where you want each item. So I've got plans, you know, plans getting approved, engineers, certifier, basically mapping out like how long we're going to be waiting for our approvals. And then you can see here we've got a start date sort of up in sort of early March. So that's one of the templates that I use, comes in quite handy. Another one, basically you can see here, you can go through same sort of thing. It just maps out each area of the build. So whether it's the exterior, if we have a look inside, you might mark out where your entry is, what are you going to have in the entry, what type of door, what type of lock. Go through to your kitchen, same sort of thing. What type of bench top? Is it laminate? Is it stone? Is it polyurethane? You know, what type of sink, ovens, all that sort of stuff that you need to select. Right through to living, you know, you get into your bathrooms, wherever they are, dining, family room. It's got every room basically within the build, and then you can go through and then just start mapping out what those items are. All right, so there's some of the forms that we use. Now there's other things you need to do. Concept plan. So now construction plans or construction drawings should come through any day. And then, like I said, it's just engineers, certifiers working in the background. We're doing our selections and we're just going through methodically and just sort of ticking it all off. Now I won't go into showing you guys us shopping around at plumbing showrooms and stuff like that. I think you get the picture. I think you know what is involved now. Like I said, it's not the most exciting thing, but you can see what goes on behind the scenes. So stay tuned. The next episode, you're actually going to see us moving out, getting the site ready for actually our big move. We're going to be packing up this house here where we are now, where we currently are, and moving out to the block in our van. See more of my crazy kids running around, and that will be a complete off-the-grid build. We're going to basically be living with our generator, which will run the power to the van, and we're going to have water tanks for the water until such time that we get set up. And whether we have a full solar off-the-grid system, or whether we have a power running up and maybe having a power backup, we don't know yet. But these are all the fun things that we're going to look at as part of the build. So I hope you enjoy the journey. Again, follow along if you're new, and please subscribe, share, like, comment, and follow us on all other social channels as well too. All right, cheers guys. See you in the next episode.